Hi, my name is Melanie Peralta, and today I'm going to be presenting the CRAAP test approach and how to look at different resources using this type of test. Okay, first of all, we need to choose a resource. It doesn't matter what type of resource, but we need to choose one. The resource that I have chosen today, it was published by CNN, and the name of my resource is "The Media Literacy is More Than One Spotting Fake News: How One Librarian Gives Teens the Tools to Decide What to Do" by Alicia Ibrahim. At the bottom right here, you can see a picture of how it looks like in the CNN webpage. Moving on, let's take a look at the letter C in CRAAP and what it means. What does currency means? This letter in CRAAP checks the publication date to ensure that the information is up to the date, like meaning it's like you see in this picture, like on time, like it is present, current. First, I took a look at the publication date. The article was published on January 22, 2024, and this indicates that the information is relatively recent. The second thing I look at as the timeliness. The topic of media literacy is now becoming more relevant because of the today's digital ages, and also because everybody's more involved into the digital world. And the next thing I took a look at, it's the updates. So media literacy is now a requirement in the subject in K to 12 schools in New Jersey, Texas, and Delaware. This is present in the article information. The article emphasized in the new programs and initiatives like the South Brunswick High School, which created a program to identify misinformation in the media world. So moving on to the next letter. Moving on to the letter R in CRAAP, this one is talks about the relevance and how should we evaluate this letter. So we need to understand that this letter determines if the information is relevant and also verifies like the name of the authors, credentials, checking like page links, determine whether or not this site is commercial, nonprofit, educational, and many other factors. Like you see in my picture little over here, is it like truthful? Can we trust the information here? So I took the approach of the triangulation technique, which is done by Hertz in the book. So we have to take a look at these three approach, A, B, and C. A, it's the field expert. So in the article shows several experts, such especially like educators, experts involved in the media literacy. For instance, it mentions the teachers at the South Brunswick High School in New Jersey who are implementing media literacy programs. Now we need to take a look into the scientific journals. This article does not appear to have like a peer review research. However, there's a study done and is shown in the article for the Journal of Media Literacy Education, which emphasized in the essential roles of teachers to foster media literacy in the classroom. Also, it's using local resources because the study provides a lot of information about the California Department of Education, which is mentioned throughout the research. Now, moving on to the first A in CRAAP, authority. What authority means? C8 evaluates the credentials and the credibility of the publisher and the proper context of information and also images. Let's take a look into that. First of all, we need to find and analyze the name of the author. It's very clear that is written by Alicia Ibrahim. And also examining her credentials, she's a well-known journalist at the CNN, and she has covered a lot of topics, but her scope is in educational and social issues. Investigating the publishing organization, so CNN, the cable news network, is very steady and has established a globalized new organization. It was founded in the 1980s and also has created a really good reputation and integrity as well. And reviewing the About Us section, CNN emphasized its commitment to delivering reliable and unbiased information. Moving on to the second A, evaluation. Evaluation stands for the The consistency of the truthfulness and the correctness of the information. If we see here, there's multiple questions that needs to be answered in order to know the accuracy of a document. For example, does the information seem accurate? This article states that middle literacy it's now a requirement in the subject from K to 12 in schools in New Jersey, Texas, and Delaware. Does it provides support to the information? It mentions the program in the South Brunswick High School in New Jersey, where students learn to identify media bias and misinformation. Can we also verify the information? Of course we can, because the article claims that California will mandate media literacy education starting next year, meaning there's going to be a change into their curriculum. Also, if the information has been peer reviewed, unfortunately, it hasn't been peer reviewed, but it doesn't mean that the article is losing credibility, because throughout the article, there's hyperlinks into the text embedded. When you click on those, it takes you to other information which verifies the information of this article. There's no any errors, or there's no errors, there's no grammatical issues. Everything here is well explained and well presented. And moving on to the last part, which is the P of CRAAP, is the purpose of the article. This is like the final step where we get to know the roles of the information overall, like the conclusion, and understands the main focus of this information. So the main purpose of this article throughout is just to inform, like I highlighted here, to inform readers about the integration of media literacy into the school curriculums. And we need to think about that into a broad aspect into education as well. It highlights the importance of teaching students to critically evaluate media and identify the misinformation presented as well. It presents detailed information about media literacy programs in the states like New Jersey, Texas, and Delaware, and also California. It uses and implements a neutral and an unbiased language, which also focuses on presenting facts more clear and examples without being emotionally involved, and also using persuasive language. Here you can see my reference if you want to prove all this information and also learn more about the CRAAP test and how it's done. And thank you for paying attention.